Welcome to Legends in Sports. I'm Mr. Nobody, and we've got an exciting show for you today. We've got one of the true heroes of the gridiron, one of the guys that was a real master. He was one of the nastiest, one of the meanest, one of the best defensive ends to ever strap a helmet on. And he's not like one of these high-priced sissy babies. Oh, I got a boo-boo, I can't play today, coach. Give me $50 to sign an autograph ball players. No, he was a dirty, nasty, mean Raider. When the word Raider meant like terrorist today, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's so big and so tall and so mean, I actually have to get up on a ladder to see eye to eye with him, if you know what I mean. Yeah, anyway, Mr. Ben Davidson's who we're gonna do our show on today. So hold on to your seats and let's go get to the show. Yeah. Ben, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, I'm waiting for an action. Sorry, showbiz.
Action.
Hello, my name is Ben Davidson. I played professional football for 14 years, mostly for the Oakland Raiders. Had a lot of fun doing it. I went to the University of Washington, got to play on a couple of successful teams there, Rose Bowl 60, 61, won both of them. Had a lot of fun playing professional football. Retired in 1974, got to do some acting and commercials, did 27 of those Miller Lite commercials. Tastes great, less filling. I was one of the more versatile guys. I could go either way, whichever one the other guys said, I could come back with the opposite one. So I was in demand for those commercials. And got to do some other acting jobs, and I majored in geography in school, loved to travel, got to go all over the world on various different things. Last couple of years, USO trips to visit troops in Europe, Bosnia, Croatia, and Hungary, and then another trip, bases around the Mediterranean and Spain and Sicily, Sardinia, Naples. Gotten to do a lot of interesting things in my life, and it's all a result of sports.
Did you play other sports besides football?
Well, I'm kind of an interesting story. I played basketball and ran track in high school. I didn't play football. Took it up at East LA Junior College and was not real successful. I got some scholarship offers and decided on the University of Washington. The NFL draft in 1961, I started at the bottom of the list. I thought I may get drafted, but probably way down on the bottom. I think back in those days they drafted about 20 rounds, and I went up the list and I wasn't drafted. I got to about number 10 and says, oh no, I didn't get drafted. I'm gonna have to get a job. And I went on up the list to about number 5 and I said, boy, that's terrible. I didn't even get drafted. I got up there, I was number 4. 4th round draft choice, New York Giants. I only lasted 3 weeks there. Got traded to the Green Bay Packers. Only lasted the rest of that year there, the next 2 years with the Washington Redskins. It wasn't until my 7th year of football that I actually came out of my shell, so to speak, got good enough with diligent hard work, working on agility. I wrestled at the University of Washington, lifted weights, did whatever I could do to try to ensure, mostly I was afraid of having to get a real job, but try to ensure that I could be a professional football player. I paid my dues. Ask anyone I ever played with, they'll tell you I was a hard worker, worked hard on the field, certainly worked hard in the game, and I paid my dues, and I've had an excellent life as a result of having, as I said, pay attention to business, do it right.
Have you ever been hurt?
Have I ever been hurt? Well, you don't play professional football without getting hurt. I was pretty lucky though. My credo as a professional football player was do unto others before they do it to you. So I went for 16 years until I actually got an injury that kept me out of a game, and that unfortunately was an Achilles tendon pull. I picked up a touchdown, picked up a ball, and I was running for a touchdown in a preseason game and tore my Achilles tendon. I was so excited to get a touchdown, I guess I ran too fast. And I actually got one injury in my 18 years of football caused by another player that kept me out of a game, and that was my 18th year of football, second to last game, I got hit in the right knee, and that was it. And I decided I'd had enough fun. I played until I was 34 years old, and decided it was time to go on and get serious about this showbiz career.
Did you have any superstitions?
I didn't really have any superstitions. We had Al Davis, and he took care of some of the minor details in games, like the weather and things like that. So we didn't really have many problems, much to be superstitious about. I think I always took pride in being able to play any sort of conditions, any sort of problems, any sort of distractions. In fact, that was kind of a characteristic of our Raider team. We had a disparate group of people, players all off in different directions, but interesting phenomena. Get in that locker room, and as players do, they all get naked, take off your clothes, and when they put on that Raider outfit, there was no closer group of people in that Raider team, and the ability to overcome outside distractions, playing in stadiums on the road where you're universally hated, things like that, that never bothered us a bit.
What was the high point of your career?
High point of my career was playing 30 years ago this year in Super Bowl number 2. It was the Raiders against the Green Bay Packers. Unfortunately, the Packers beat us, but getting to the top of your profession and making All-League that year, and our 67 Raider team set a NFL record for sacks, and we did that in 14 games, and I think it's still second in NFL records for sacks, and they've been playing 16 games for quite a few years, so that's what I'm proud of, doing my job well, and being able to work hard and stay on good teams. That was my specialty. Find a good team and get on it and stay there.
What was the most difficult moment in your career, and how'd you overcome it?
Well, having grown up in Los Angeles and gone to University of Washington in Seattle, got up there in the wintertime, and I have to admit I did have some second thoughts about the weather up there. Dreary, rainy day after dreary, rainy day, and starting school, and going from a California junior college to a major university, quite an adjustment, being away from home for the first time on the long term, and I got a little discouraged about the whole thing, and I said, you know, I'm kind of curious how this is all going to play out, and certainly not going to go home or not going to quit, but I just got a little discouraged about things there. And it all worked out in the long run.
What do you miss the most about not playing the game?
What do I miss most about playing? That's the guys, being around with the guys, just a lot of laughs. If you can imagine being paid to do something that if you did in any other venue, any other area, go out and beat up people on Sunday afternoon, you'd probably be severely chastised for it. You'd probably end up in jail if you went out and did that. But professional football, that's entertaining to people, so I just miss that camaraderie and miss the players, and I think most football players will tell you that, at least from back in my day. I think maybe now they're a little more free agents, a little more wrapped up in their agents and their publicists and their surrounding people than they are maybe their teammates, but great close teams I played on, and I miss the guys. Hi guys, we got a question here about how do you succeed in sports? Well, obviously we're not all going to succeed in sports. I'm 6'8", I weighed when I was playing about 275 or so. Not all of you that size, not all of you have the athletic ability. You know, there's a deal in sports, if you're not big you got to be fast, if you're big you can be slow, and that's what I was. But I got some advice, I think. Not all of us are going to play sports. What I urge kids to do, boys and girls both, is find out what you're interested in. Find out what your passion is. What do you truly enjoy? Find out what that is, and just keep trying to do well along the way until you find out what that is. Stay up there where when you find the spot you're going to go off to, you're going to have the ability, the grades, to be able to go ahead and do what you want. Pay attention to business, keep up in your studies, find that thing you truly enjoy in life and then specialize in that, and become the best you can be in that field, whether it's computers or whether it's music or in my case with sports. So find that thing that ignites your passion and then do it. Don't let anyone get in your way. Do it. And we don't all need to go to school. We always talk about getting an education. You know, there have been a lot of successful people who've, as I said, paid attention to business along the way. They've been able to educate themselves. They've been able to advance in whatever field it is, maybe without a formal education. And that certainly happens in fields like music and sports and computers somewhat. So just find what your passion is.
Did you play for the love of the game or the money?
Well, I guess I have to have played for the love of the game because I never made much money as a player. And I'm pretty fit now. I still exercise, cardiovascular exercise, muscle exercise, and my theory is I never made much money playing football, but I'm going to live into my 90s collecting that NFL pension. I'll get you in the long run NFL pension fund. I'm going to collect that money for years and years and years, and I'll make some money out of football before it's over.
When it's all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
Well, I think just be remembered as a guy. I've got 3 successful daughters. Got my same old wife for 37 years now, and I'd just like to be known as a good father and a good family man who had a lot of fun going through life.